Hey, what's up? It's your tour guide here, and we're doing another list. I had planned on putting out like my 90s, 80s, and then like 70s and whatnot lists, um, like the top 22, bronze, silver, golden age pickups, the top 22 copper age pickups, the top 22 90s pickups. We were planning to do something like that. It just got to be too big of a lift, and I'm just gonna focus on doing just the top 22 at the end. So we're gonna do like top 22 Jim Lee, and then at the very end of the year, I'm gonna do a top 22 sort of the best of the 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s, all the way to the earliest comic that we have. And so hopefully that will, I'm sure that should be a pretty comprehensive list. Just the 22 best books. So we're just gonna cut out all the fat, trim all the fat, and just get to the lean, mean Joe Green type comics. Today we're gonna do the top 10 Peach Momoko books in my collection. So we'll do Peach Momoko, and then we're gonna do Neil Adams. We'll do Jim Lee. We'll do signature books, Jim Lee, and then we'll finish with the top 22. That should be a pretty good book. Like 5 lists. We don't have much time left in 2022, so I'm hoping to at least get those lists out of the way. So again, this is just going to be a quick top 10 list. And I also am going to give you a little update. I got a nice little surprise. CGC just moved 6 of my books that I submitted. I submitted 9 books in the summer. 6 of them have now been scheduled for grading, including one that's in the encapsulation. The encapsulation and right before QC stage. So that one entered the encapsulation stage on Friday. So I am thinking I should see some comics shipped out to me before the year's out. That's what I'm anticipating. We may get 6 books back before the year's out. So if they come back before the year's out, we'll unbox them right here on the channel. But for whatever reasons, if they come back a little later, maybe some months into next year, that's fine too. But it is a little earlier than we've been anticipating. If I get these books back in terms of like a 6-month turnaround, that's really good. I was expecting to wait a year for these books, but it looks like those will be getting here sooner than later. So hopefully they'll get here by Christmas. If not, they should be here in the next month or so. I'm anticipating, by January they should be here. So it's some exciting news. Also, we're going to pick up our pre-ordered Batman Spawn books. I'll get those. Those will come out in another haul video. It'll just be the 2 books that I got. Batman Spawn variant coverage. You can see what I got. And what else? That's about it. I haven't been doing much hunting or going to the bookstore as of late, because I just don't have. I spent all my money basically, so I really don't have any money to pick up books, and that's fine. My $30 budget should be restored or reset around February of this year. So when that happens, it'll be when that happens, we'll start hunting again. And again, this is with a $30 budget per month. When we hit we'll see. Probably Namyeon Hyung and I will probably hit up comic books for content. Like we'll go on hunts haul videos per month. So I'm gonna probably be reducing the number of haul videos or hauls that I do. They'll probably be reserved to once a month or once every 2 months, depending on whether we want to save up for a big book. But it'll be a lot more interesting because Hyung and I will be out hunting for books together, like much like we did just a couple weeks ago. We'll be doing that more consistently, so you should see just a fun day of us hanging out and having a conversation about books and life and whatnot. So that should be fun, and we're gonna, of course, continue to do Meet the Collectors. So we're gonna just try to connect with more of the community members, and obviously, if you're engaging with me, we're going to try to reach out to as many people over the next year as possible to just see where you guys are with collecting and books and who you are as a collector. So that should be interesting to engage with all of you. All right, let's get to the books then. Number 10, we're going to start with Vampirella. Number 15, Peach Momoko variant cover with the moon sliver there. She's sitting on the moon right there with the bats. Very cute, playful cover there. Vampirella looking very Asian in this cover. She's got that nice Asian kind of haircut, the bangs trimmed and all that. So starting off strong with the Vampirella cover. Next up, we've got another cool character, X-23. Look at that cover. That wolf there with the blood running out of its jowls. Man, is that hot? Is that just a sick cover right there? X-23 is just covered in blood as well. Love that cover. Future State Wonder Woman cover. I love this Wonder Woman cover. I love just the energy on this cover, with all the wind, her hair, and the lasso kind of just whipping up. Just love it. Apparently they're not making Wonder Woman 3, and I'm kind of upset about that, to be honest. I wanted to see Gal Gadot come back and see a third installment of that movie, because I've watched both and I really like her as Wonder Woman. She's just a great Wonder Woman. So I hope fans are vocal about that. I think a lot of the fans are of the same opinion that DC needs to continue, at least with Wonder Woman. I can't speak for the other franchise characters on that, because I'm not a fan of the Affleck Batman, to be honest. I do like Henry Cavill as Superman, but I think Superman, we can probably, a lot of people can be a good Superman. People like, I wish we had seen a Tom Welling Superman, to be honest. On the big screen, not the small screen. Because Tom Welling was a great Superman. We just never got to see him really fly around in this suit and do all that stuff. So that was kind of a disappointment. I love Smallville. Smallville just has to be one of my all-time favorite series. I pretty much watched every episode through season. I want to say I started losing interest when they killed off Lana Lang. after that, because she was the reason that I watched the show. To be honest, I'm just a big Kristen Crook fan, and yeah, when she stopped appearing on the show, it just, it just for me wasn't as good anymore. So I think that happened around season 7. I want to say season 8 or 7. But it was so good up leading up to that. I think, I don't know. I guess that season wasn't the best where they killed her off. But at least the first 5 or 6 seasons were pretty solid. But yeah, after that, again, when she left the show, it started just being whatever for me. Next book we have. Well, we got so many good books here. It's hard to believe this is I think 6 on my list. How many have we done so far? 1, 2, 3. Right? 1, 2, 3. So this is 7 on my list. I can't believe this is 7 on my list. It should be higher. It's a Wolverine. I just love this cover of Weapon X. Look at that. Oh man, that's not a beautiful Weapon X cover. Just love all the detail in the hands and claws coming out. She's just an amazing artist. We love Peach. Next we've got Amazing Spider-Man number 6. So number 6 on the list is Amazing Spider-Man. This is, I believe, Legacy 875. We'll go with the legacy count. And it's just a beautiful Spider-Man, very simply drawn, but just have all these wonderful colors and flowers there. Just a beautiful, and the webbing. Just a lot of just minute details there that make this cover. Like the Spider-Man's great, but what's I think better is like just all the other, like all the other surrounding stuff. Makes this cover really, really just one of my favorites in the collection. All right, down to the last, I guess, 5 books. We've got Venom. This is another beautiful cover here with the symbiote. You're going crazy, and then you got these like chrysanthemums, white chrysanthemums. Chrysanthemums, for those of you that don't know, in Japanese culture, and I think in a lot of Asian cultures as well, these are flowers that you'd see at funerals, and they I don't know if, they're flowers that have some kind of symbolic meaning tied to death, because they're so beautiful when they blossom and they're in bloom. These mums, these chrysanthemums are just absolutely pristine, white, pure, just perfect when they bloom and they're alive. But that doesn't last very long, and that's very symbolic about, I think, our time here on Earth. So chrysanthemums don't have a great image in Asian cultures, at least. It doesn't, because it signifies something, again, associated with death and loss, and something you'd see in a funeral. But they're actually like one of my favorite flowers, because they're just so beautiful. And she does this great Venom cover with the mums. That's just, anyway, it's pretty cool. What else we got here? We got Number 4 on the list is Daredevil, and this one actually I was going to get another comic book. Like I was wanting to get this Elektra Momoko variant where she's holding size. I was like, man, I gotta get that cover. So I went there with the intent of buying that variant cover, but they had, I guess they sold out. They didn't have any more of that, or they didn't have that copy. And so I was just kind of looking to see what I could get instead. That was, that Peach had done, and they pulled out this one. I was like, oh yeah, we're getting that one. This is just an amazing cover of Daredevil there, with the what is this thing called again? I think it's called like the bullwhip or something. It's called something kind of like a whip. But his Billy, it's the Billy Club. Yeah, it's the Billy Club. That's what it is. With his Billy Club, just the rope coming out of the Billy Club there. Awesome. Yeah, we love the Daredevil Billy Club. We can do so many things with that thing, and that thing bounces. Like he throws it off walls and stuff, and it like bounces, and like he can predict the trajectory. That's what made Daredevil awesome, or makes him awesome. I should put it in the past tense. Number 3 on our list. Wait, is this 3? Yeah, number 3 on our list is, and this is a recent pickup, but I love this cover as well. Yeah, Peter Parker there, kind of a split image, and I love how the line isn't like exactly symmetrical. It's kind of like jagged, like organic, like a web, like, right? And I love how her lines on the suit, they're also really web-like in the sense that they're a little bit more organically, like they're not. Some of the lines are straight, some of the lines are like what you'd see on real web, right? So I just love that she'd add those kind of details to his suit. Just a great, love that cover. That's a pretty cover right there for Peach book. All right, down to the last 2 books, and this next cover, in terms of covers, it's probably I'm gonna change the order around here. I was gonna go with this book as number 2, but I'm gonna put it as my number 1 because it really is my favorite cover. So number 2, I love this cover as well. This could have easily, I was considering this as number 1, just changed my mind. I'm gonna make this number 2 on the list. But again, one of my favorite covers in the collection, by any artist, but definitely one of the top among the Peach covers, and that's our beautiful rendition of Psy here, Peach's version of Psylocke, and this is the first issue of her first interior work written comic book from Marvel. So it's a big issue. If you're a Peach Momoko fan, I've been saying, pick this up. There's also a variant cover of the design for Psy where she's in this beautiful traditional sort of design, costume. Love that design cover as well. I want to pick that one up too. I want to probably, it's definitely on the list of things we want to try to pick up in the coming year, and hopefully we can get it. I don't care if it doesn't have to be like the highest of high grades. As long as it's kind of high grade, wanting to pick up a cover, and hopefully you can get that on the cheap. I've been hoping that one would pop up at high price books, but those kinds of things I guess never really make it to high price books. But never say never, that could definitely happen at some point. But yeah, I just love this cover with the sword there, That character design is just amazing. Just amazing. So intense. Look at that look right there. Just so intense. Anyway, so down to the last book. Now this one, you know, I think in terms of my female characters, if we were to rank female characters, I've said on many occasions Psylocke is my favorite because, you know, Jim Lee created the version of Psylocke that we all love. And apparently not everybody loves Psylocke. I was kind of shocked about this. I put out like an Instagram poll that asked, is Psylocke the sexiest superhero? And 80% of you said no. Like I was in the minority apparently on Instagram, which kind of was surprising. Maybe I should have put it a different way, like you know, compared Psylocke to like, is Psylocke like your top 5 superheroes or something? But Psylocke not getting a lot of love out there for some reason, which is surprising to me because she's, again, I think she is my favorite character. Yeah, she's my favorite female character in comics for sure. But there is a very close second in terms, and you could almost argue that there's a lot of similarities between the two, and that is Elektra. And this cover by Peach is just absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. With the sword there, look at the sword. Oh man, and it's just really, it really is black, white, and red, or blood in this instance, right? Black, white, and she's only using two tones. Black, it's got a white canvas. She's using black and red. That's it. That is it. They're just shades of black, shades of red, and it's just gorgeous. There's just it almost has this you know, like, you know how they can do black and whites, and then they can focus on like a color, right? That just comes out as a black and white, and that one color is part of the image. So it looks like a black and white, but with one color being exposed. And that's kind of what you have here, and I just love the pose, the costume, the hair again. This is what you would, I guess, call like a cover by. I guess, like, it's just so beautiful to look at. Just love that. And again, I think, you know, as I was getting into comic books, obviously, I've been reading I've read Daredevil, I've read X-Men right around the same time, and you know, my introduction to Elektra was first, and then Psylocke, and I didn't really make a connection between the two. I thought when Psylocke came out, I was like, wow, Psylocke. And you know, Elektra, even though we, you know, I think it wouldn't be until later until I made the connection. You know what? Their costumes look very similar. I guess their personalities also are kind of similar. Although I would say Elektra is definitely more like mentally disturbed than Psylocke. But then again, Psylocke's just she does things that make you think, well, she's not normal either. But they're sort of like, you know, Elektra is definitely femme fatale. I guess Psylocke would fall into that a little bit. but they're also, you know, like masterful assassins, and you know, like weapons experts and all that. So I think, well, this Peach version of Psylocke is a weapons expert. I think. I guess through the X-Men she kind of was as well. But definitely Elektra, man. Elektra is just like, she's like a ninja, right? She's like this super ninja. She's an agent of the Hand. She was probably the Hand's, right? The Hand's greatest warrior. And so, yeah. We love Elektra as well as a character. And I just love the fact that they made her Daredevil for a little bit. I don't know if she's still Daredevil, but I know that she kind of took on the mantle of Daredevil for a good chunk of the run there. So I was glad to see that. I actually probably want to go back and read that story. But yeah, that's the top 10 list. So it was nice and short. I hope you liked it, and we'll come back with our next list, which is going to be my top 10 Neil Adams pickups. So stay tuned for that. All right, thanks for watching.